I've made some more advances on this project. I went ahead, painted it red, and right here I've got some boards that it's for insulating underneath here. So that's all these boards have for insulation is this, all these end boards, and then that thing right there fits in between. So, but that's all for the insulation there. So, the sun's rays happen to go bouncing through there. It'll bounce them around in there. So, here I've also created a barrier of insulation. These are solar blankets. So, don't know how they'll hold up. We'll see. So that's going to bounce this. It's going to reflect nicely into this. Once I get it into place and get it out in the sun. So what will happen is it adds some more surface area and concentrates the sun onto those tubes a little bit more to get a little bit more heat out of it. So these are aluminum tubes, so actually they're gonna run some air through them. They're gonna cool pretty fast, so it's gonna blow hot air for sure. But once it gets up, all it needs is a thermostat, so it turns the fan on and off at a particular temperature. So then it can run the way it's supposed to run. So that's the latest on that. Take a look at it from over here. And added some corners. Let's just hold the glass in place there. So some metal angle iron, and then all these do is those are joiners. They just join the glass and seal. Then these hold them on, and then the glue. This is fire resistant caulking, and then it's also got some glue underneath the fire resistant caulking. Some really strong sticky stuff. Then I've also got one on the inside corner here going all the way across, a bead of that. So this is going to hold in real good because this glue is really super sticky right here. This glue. And this, so it's going to get it holding very nicely all along the top, all along the sides, all along there, and then these are joiners. And they would hold a little better if I had put some of this glue in, but I didn't. It's just caulking in here, but they're in place for a good long time. they're stuck there for a good long time. So, and I can always add strips of metal here if I need to, but if actually they start leaking, then it's just time to pull it apart. So, but we're going to find out how well this thing performs. Because I've got, 66 minus 16. So this is 50 inches. Oh, it looks like about 13 or 14 inches there. Could check that. That's about what it is. I put these strips on here to hold this in place. So they're a little bit wide, but it's okay. It's okay. No big deal. I could do them a little bit differently, but this is just additional light that's concentrated onto those. So whatever comes through this window onto those pipes, and then additional whatever bounces from here. So it's going to help to concentrate the light a little bit more and get a little more heat. So than what you would get from just this width right here. So this is a little bit longer, but I think the reality of it is that you get this area here and this surface area here, and it's all coming through this slanted window pane here. So that's what I get, or that's what that's what basically just happens, is that there's two areas. Sunlight going directly into there, and sunlight bouncing, and some extra sunlight bouncing from that mirror, that reflective material. It's a solar blanket, actually called an emergency blanket, and then it concentrates a little more light, so for a little bit more heat. So, and this is supposed to be a good insulator too. I don't know how good it really is, but it's definitely. But basically, this would have, it's actually fence boards, so that are put together. It's not one piece, and so this is going to cover up all those cracks. Yeah. So the air does not, flow through this upper chamber. It's all sealed up. So that's good. And then right here, there's going to be a little bit of that going on. But that's about it. So, get this thing back in place and actually go let it all dry. And I have a little more to do on these legs here. still have to make the, still have to couple it up to that vertical barbecue, which is sort of like a tandoor. It's not a tandoor, but it's sort of like one because it's lined with brick on the inside, so air goes through, hot air goes through, heats up the brick, and then it just stays in there for, then it just cooks, because that brick holds that heat pretty well, and it smooths out the cooking a lot too, so it's not so it's not coming from below, it's coming from the sides of the I use a shawarma basket, which I just fill full of meat, vegetables, and fruit, and so now it's cooking more from the side than it is from the bottom. So that it's not it's hot. It's not as hot at the bottom. You just get the whole thing hot, and then you just get the whole thing hot. You start it with wood, and you get it all heated up, and then and then start using briquettes. And that's the way it works now, but I'm going to find out how this thing works. And I think it'll work pretty well. So I think natural airflow. So I'm gonna plug up all the ventilation. It's calibrated to where the little ventilation holes that are in it run it basically perfectly right now. So it's got 6. I want to say it's about a little under ½ inch diameter. A little bit under a ½ inch diameter holes, and there's 6 of them, and plus the cracks that are in the door, and then there are some drilled up at the top, and it's just the exact amount to keep that from, to keep to allow enough air for the briquettes to burn. And if it's too much air, they burn out really quick, and there's more heat, but you don't want them to burn out that quick, so I want to say those holes are a little over a ½ inch, probably. So 3/8. Yeah, probably about 3/8 of an inch size holes, 6 of them. And also up at the top, and it's just the right amount of airflow. So with those ones that are at the bottom are going to get clogged up, and then it's going to go through this unit. All the air will go through here, basically. So that should be interesting to see just how that works. But so far, I'm basically gonna get the bit that fits those holes out there and create a cap on the inlet and put those same holes in there. And then I think is gonna get a fan and a screen. So just in case I really want to push the air through. So it's actually going to work best if there's a thermostat and a temperature sensor on the outlet of this pipe so that it can turn off and on depending upon the heat that's coming out of it. So if it's like if it goes down to 250, it just shuts off until it goes up to 350 or so, if it goes up that high. So now I got to think about how to power a thermostat and the fan, and it'll just be with I was thinking about the ideal thing for this would be a computer fan. So, no question about it.